When fans and the media nickname someone the King, it's obvious they've reached the pinnacle of success in their chosen field. A distinguished few share that title. Clark Gable, Elvis, Roy Acuff, and Richard Petty. This is the final season of Petty's reign, and this week ID4 looks at the career that made him the king of the road. And Rudy's here to talk about it.
A few months ago, Terry Dorsey, who did the series, we started chatting about it, and she has such an interesting fascination in him because people who don't know racing still know Richard Petty. And she said, I'd like to do a different perspective, and it was wonderful. They went to Bristol, and that's what this series is about, and I'm looking forward to it as you are.
Right.
At the peak of Petty's racing career, he was a winner week after week. It's been a while since he celebrated victory, but even people who don't know much about racing regard Richard as a major celebrity. Terry Dorsey and Mark O'Neill went behind the scenes at Bristol to see why Petty has become such a star, like a celebrity.
It's really been a great deal. We've tried to focus on the fans a little bit more, just to tell the people that we appreciate them.
He's an entertainer fans adore.
Don't molest this now, okay?
I want to.
Okay. Thank you.
They'll stand in line for hours to get his autograph.
But it's going to be worth it just to get him, just to be that close to the king.
His name is recognized even by people who don't follow his sport. He's Richard Petty, stock car racer, the king. Some of his fans are too young to have ever seen him win. But now he's so famous, winning no longer matters.
Since I've been going to the tracks here lately, he hadn't won anything. So, but I still pull for him. I mean, he's a big, nice person. Really, this will be the second time I've got an autograph from him. So, yeah, I like Richard Petty.
Take him right up to the stage, and there's a chair in front of him.
Like any star, fame has established a certain Petty style. Michael Jackson has his glove. Madonna has her underwear. But cowboy boots plus a racing suit plus sunglasses and a cowboy hat add up to Richard Petty, or a Petty clone.
You know, it's no fashion deal. I just didn't like combing my hair, so I started wearing a hat. I wear the glasses to keep this glare of all these TV cameras away. You know, and I've always wore boots, so it wasn't a deal where it was planned or anything like that. It just happened.
And thank you so much for everything you've meant to us and racing.
It wasn't crowds of fans or hype or even style that turned Petty's cowboy hat into a crown.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
He's called the king because he earned the title by winning. At the top of his form, Petty seemed unbeatable. His best year, no one could defeat him in over half the races. Petty says he's been called king since the 60s. He figured the media called him that just because it sounded good with the name Richard.
Like I told him, if my name had been Joe or Bill, it wouldn't have been King Bill or King Joe. But it happened to be Richard. It was just a natural situation, and they said King will be a good name, and that's from then on they started riding that way, and it just sort of got to hang on. You know, to me, my name's still Richard Petty.
Football has the Super Bowl. Baseball has the World Series. Tennis has the Wimbledon. In stock car racing, the Winston Cup title is the top of the heap. During the 60s and 70s, Petty won the championship 7 times. Petty's victories were even more exciting to stock car fans because it proved to them racing runs in the blood. Richard's father, Lee Petty, was a famous stock car driver. Richard's son, Kyle, continues the racing bloodline.
He beats me most of the time, but that's just because I don't want my mama mad at me when he does.
There might be some in the genes, too, but I think it's a lot of the society, the circumstances you grow up in. I grew up around a race car with my father driving, so then, you know, then I got started with it. Then Kyle grew up around me and his grandfather, so he got started in.
This is Petty's 35th year in racing. Over his career, he's won 200 times, but not in recent years. His last win was 8 years ago.
Oh yeah, I keep racing for as long as I can crawl in that window, but you know, I got to look at it from a feasible standpoint. Do I need to be doing this? Could I do better doing something else? Could I help myself? Could I help my family? Could I help racing by doing something else? And that's really what I added it all up, and it looked like I'd be better doing something else.
The legendary champion has gone through a steady decline. In this race at Bristol, Petty finished 16th. Last year, he finished in the top 10 only once, and he started thinking about his future.
It's just been a combination of things, you know, not winning races, age, knowing that one of these days I'm going to have to quit at it anyway. One of the big deals, I think, was you sit down and say, hey, I've been doing this 35 years. I've been real fortunate. Good Lord's looked after me all this time, and He's sort of let me sort of do what I wanted to do. I've sort of called the majority of the shots I've been able to call. And when it comes down to the end of the career, then I want to call that shot too.
So this is Petty's last racing season, and he made sure all of his fans knew it. He set up this season as a farewell tour.
Who hit me? I know I didn't hit nobody.
It just really makes you feel good that you're doing what you want to do and making a good living out of it and enjoying it, and those people are enjoying it too, so it makes you feel like you're doing something right.
I'm through with it. Okay,
He's tremendous. He never makes an excuse when things don't go right. When you interview, and I've interviewed him numbers of times, he'll look right at you and smile and give you an honest answer. Makes you feel like you're comfortable being there with him, like you're important, and that's why everybody loves him. I think he's super.
And just shoot from the hips.
That's it. That's it. We hope he maybe win one before he's through, before the and then more tomorrow. She's done a great series.
All week long.
You betcha.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Rudy. More in a minute.